If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up channel and don't forget your friends to share it watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Your overall appearance should be smart, appealing, and confident. The overall appearance should be smart, not casual. Should be appealing, should not be repulsive. And should be confident. Confident means you're confident. Even the way you dress up and the way you come, it gives a little bit of appearance. How is this person? Imagine if you're coming wearing a white kurta, which is dirty, with oil marks, yellow mark here, and a T mark here, and you're coming. It's not even Islamic. Islamic should be clean. And you're coming and you're giving a talk and talking about Islam. So it gives the wrong impression. Not that you have to wear something which is expensive. All what I told is not expensive. You can get expensive things and all these things, but you can even get cheap. And wearing a suit is not a must. I personally don't like wearing suits. I only wear suits on 2 occasions. Most of the time when I come on the television being recorded, I wear suits. And when I go to meet people abroad, when I'm in Bombay, you will never find me wearing suit unless it's a recording. In Bombay, even if I go to meet the minister, I don't wear a suit. I don't like. Even in my office, I don't like. I don't like. That's my personal choice. But here, I'm doing a thing I don't like because I think it's going to get some plus points for me. Not in terms of sawab, because many of the non-Muslims, they watch me. And I have the sunnah, the beard, the cap, the trousers. So this little bit overpowers. Okay, I'm a formal. Otherwise, the people don't want to listen to a person who looks like uneducated, looks like a person who's an ignorant. But the moment you open your mouth, all this is washed away. But the appearance is counted. Not that a person who doesn't wear suit cannot give a talk. I'm talking any formal way, whether it be suit, whether it be sherwani, whether it be a thobe, whether it be a shemla, whatever it is. Formal has a different appeal. And it does break the ice. At the same time, on this, if you wear the label, you go on a different level. That means you're following all the standards of the so-called society, which is not breaking the Quran Sunnah. And on top of that, you are wearing or keeping what is fard, the beard, the trousers above the ankle, and the cap. It takes you in a different class altogether. No one can point a finger at you that you're not following the Sunnah or doing something which is haram. At the same time, you're breaking the ice. Because imagine if I wear, there are 2 different views. Some people say, no, I want to wear that thobe. Fine, he's coming from a Western society, he's a revert, he wants to wear a thobe. Alhamdulillah, he has his thinking which is right to a certain extent. Because his face itself looks like he's a Westerner, he's a white person like Mashallah, Brother Ibrahim. So for them, if they feel I don't have to wear the suit to say I'm formal and they wear a thobe or something else, there's no problem. But I personally feel that because they should not feel that we are backward, I feel wearing this does break the ice and helps in many ways. But once, as I told, once you reach a level, all these things, their marks become very little. If you're good in speaking, you roll up your sleeves. You come with Bermudas. You have all the skills. Khalas, no problem. All this is overlooked. Once you reach a level and you have all the main skills, these are peripheral. What I'm talking now, appearance is peripheral. The main will come to it later on. The appearance is just the periphery. But it's very important for you at the beginning. Now, only when you get distinctions, it doesn't count. But everyone thinks that I'm already in distinction class, not knowing that he's yet in 3rd class. He hasn't reached 2nd also. Leave aside 1st or distinction. So until you don't reach that level, see to it that you follow everything. That will be very effective. Does anyone have any questions regarding the personal appearance? Yes, Brother Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
As you know, Shimag and Gutra is a culture the cultural dress for people in the Gulf, Arabian Gulf. What about if someone was gonna do da'wah or public lecture for non-Muslim and foreigners people, like Western world? Should he wear ghitra or shima?
Ibrahim asked a good question that in the Gulf countries, in the Arabs, wearing shimal and gatra, it is thobe. Gatra is the head covering, and shimal is the coat. How we wear a suit?
It's shimagh.
Oh, shima I'm talking about.
Shimagh is the red one. The ghitra is the white one.
White one. I'm talking about the bisht.
Yes.
Including what? Whether it's bisht or whether it's a shimal, whether... So, when you're talking to a Western crowd, can you wear a shimal or you can wear a thobe? Now, here there are two views. Now, one view is that it depends. I know many of the Saudis and the Arabs, when they go out, they wear a suit. And when I meet them outside, I don't recognize them because I'm used to seeing them in that thobe and in that gatra. And when I see a person without, many times I don't recognize him. There are two views. One view is that fine, as I mentioned, that you want to break the ice and you want to gel and want to show that you're with them, it's good. The other thing is that this is your formal national dress. And if you want to break the ice and tell them, okay, fine, I'm a Saudi who speaks English fluently. So when you open your mouth, this thing can be overlooked. So if your intention also is to prove, but natural, if you come in a shimal and a gatra and in a thobe, 99.9% they identify you as a Muslim. Now if you remove that and wear a suit and have only a beard, they may identify you as a Muslim maybe 80%. But if you wear a cap, then it becomes 99%. While giving a talk, if you're introduced as a person coming from Saudi Arabia, I personally feel if you wear your national dress, will have a better impact, I feel. Why? Because specifically, the media has tarnished the image of Arabs, that they're ignorant and they don't have manners and they're illogical. Like if you see a person going to a Western country like UK and wearing a gatra, wearing a shimal, giving a talk in English, that has a different impact. That's why some of the sheikhs, for example, Sheikh Qasim al-Hakim, he's a close friend of mine. MashaAllah, he's very adaptive. But when he gives the lecture, he always wears the white thobe and the shimal, or the gatra he wears. Because he says, I prefer being formal and I'm giving Islamic lecture. Otherwise, mashallah, he goes to the gym, he does bodybuilding, he wears t-shirts, very good, alhamdulillah. He's very muscular, very good physique. Sometimes I tell him that, why don't you appear in your t-shirt? No, I'm going for a lecture. His view is there, it's correct, mashallah. That's one view. And the other view, if a Saudi or an Arab goes in a suit and presents himself, even that's okay. Both the views acceptable. Because you're presenting yourself as a Saudi and a Muslim wearing this, so there's no problem at all. Both acceptable according to me. Hope that answers the question. Yes, brother Abu Sharis.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Zakir bhai, in Malaysia, especially when we go for interfaith dialogues in universities and all that, sometimes when we give talk, we use podium or stand mic. Sometimes we sit and talk. My question about dressing is, many times we wear underneath informal clothes like jeans and t-shirt, but we wear a blazer or a coat on top, a jacket. So it appears formal and it looks like we are not too much detached with the crowd, especially if it's youth. So is that acceptable? And second question, Zakir bhai, is it correct how I perceived it that all these shiny glaring things, loose wristwatch, chain or whatever it might be, the main purpose is so that the attention of audience is not easily distracted from the body language to all these minor things which will cause the lower down the effectiveness of our lecture. Thank you.
With Abu Shahid, there are two questions. The first one is when we are going to give a talk to the youth and inside of an informal like t-shirt, I wear a jacket on top, is it okay? I said in my talk that if you're giving to youth, it's not a problem. But if you're giving to a normal, if you're giving a lecture in a 5-star hotel and the audience is formal, and then if you wear a t-shirt inside on top of that a jacket, that will not give a good appearance. As I told you, if it's to the youth specifically, it's not a problem. But if to a youth, even if you wear a suit and go, I mean, there's no problem. But that time it's not a must. You can be little informal so that you gel with them. That is the only time it's acceptable. As far as second question is concerned, I do agree with you that, which I mentioned in my talk, that if you wear shining and glittering, it distracts. Imagine if I have a loose chain and when I do action, the chain comes down here. Then I do that, goes down again. Then I do action here and there's a reflection going on somebody's eye. And all this is seen. It is being registered in the unconscious mind. But naturally, when you wearing a cap goes into the mind. It's something different. So why do you want to distract them from the main speech? So all these small things really distract a person. So when you are giving a speech and if you have not reached that level, all these points put together add on to a great level. And once you reach that level where you get the experience and you start speaking, all these things initially, when we give you marking, we'll give you 5 marks on appearance, 5 marks on posture, 10 marks on gesture, all these marks. At the end, all these 50 marks put together will only carry 5 marks. All the appearance and everything put together, the more you go higher, these marks keep on becoming less and less. Because they've reached a very high level. For example, if you've heard of Bruce Lee, who has heard of Bruce Lee? Oh, mashallah. You know when Bruce Lee, after he died, he was called Deadly. Do you know what he was called when he was alive? You don't know. He was called Bruce Lee.